Living Out, designed by us and for us, is ready for immediate move-in. Living Out on Tockwitz Canyon Way is in downtown Palm Springs. Life at Living Out is life at its best.
We're here with Loren Ostrow, the CEO and founder of Living Out Palm Springs. And in the background, of course, you have noticed this beautiful photograph of our San Jacinto Mountains. So tell me the history of this photograph and how it got into the Alice B restaurant at the opening of Living Out.
My husband and I were walking the dogs at our house up at the top of Ramon. And, at a certain time in the morning for maybe 5 minutes,
Yes.
the mountains turn orange.
Yes.
And then they become more yellow and then they become gray. And I was always so blown away by that 5 minutes that I went to Gary Dorothy at Imageville.
Oh, yes.
And I said, Gary, I love that red in the mountain. Do you know what I'm talking about? He said, absolutely. I said, can you capture that for us? And Gary spent months, I think, going to different places to try to find the right place to capture and the right moment to capture it. And he did just it's an extraordinary photograph.
I know. And so much other artwork here. And over the next few months, we'll also talk about the fact that there are, 300 plus pieces of art hanging in every corner, nook and corner of Living Out here in Palm Springs. And you're going to have open houses and art shows. And these are LGBTQ plus artists.
They're all LGBTQ from the Valley.
Oh, that's great.
I wanted to, I'm a real art lover. And, I wanted to bring the community into Living Out and make them a part of it. And this was one of the ways that I did that was by inviting people to hang their art and sell it for them. And we have sold, I think, 10 or 12 pieces
That's
already.
fantastic.
And, but I want to give them greater exposure.
Sure.
So we're going to start art walks, and I want to have like curated tours and stuff like that.
Oh, I love it.
But it's, the artists, we had an event for the artists last week, and the artists are, when people walk in this place, they say, oh my God, we have never seen this level of art and this level of interest. Usually it's a bunch of photographs that are the same photographs in every hallway.
Right.
And, so this really brings life and it brings interest. And, I really believe that art does that for people. And so for our residents, people have said to me, we want more art on our hallway. So that tells me I'm doing the right thing.
Indeed. And I've seen some changes. So I know that some of them have sold and some new pieces of art go up. So there's always something new here. Well, we are Living Out in downtown Palm Springs. This is on Tockwitz Canyon Way at Hermosa. And what I really love about this is literally the convention center is kitty corner from here, but we are close to, things like V Wine Lounge and coffee and then the downtown is just so close. And that's one of the great amenities that is offered here at Living Out, the ability for people to walk to certain places, or when it's hot, like it is right now as we're recording this, you also have transportation available.
That's right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we want to make it easy for people to be out in the community and not become isolated in this community, even though it's a well-formed, good community. I think people need and want to be out in the world. So we try to make that easy.
I'm so looking forward to my year here. Now, I'm 65 years old. This is literally called a 55 plus community. I think that's probably legally. Is that that's done? What would you say the residents, what ages are we looking at that residents are considering living out?
I think most of the residents are probably late 60s, early 70s. We have some younger people. We have somebody who's in his 50s, who's married to somebody early 60s. We have a few younger people, but it's mostly people in their 70s who are starting to, face that isolation and face that loneliness and face that decision making. And it is a decision. It's a very, I always felt like if we open this, people would want to come, which I think they do. But I have learned that it's a decision for people because they have to either sell their home or they have to grapple with downsizing or changing their lifestyle. And it's difficult for people. So it's not like they snap their fingers in an apartment and just move in.
Right.
But, you know, it is something that people really, really want to do.
I've heard some of those stories already, and I want to share those stories as we move along with this process of doing our video vlog or blog in the next coming months. I've talked to some residents that have already agreed to come on with us, and there are some really amazing stories. But one of the recurring themes is downsizing from a larger home where maybe they had a partner or they were more active in their younger days, and now that they are in the older in this other phase of their lives, they're very happy to come here and get that sense of community again. And so I really understand that. I feel it every day when I come in the door, and it's an amazing thing that you've created. I mean, it's something that I think many of us have thought in my older years, would I buy would 7 or 8 of us buy a little apartment complex and, all try to move in together. We also have Stonewall Gardens, which has done something on the north end of town, has been very successful for the LGBT community, but in a very different model. That's more like an assisted living facility. And this is not that. This is vibrancy. This is having, an art room and a game room and a TV room and a theater and activities all the time. And not to mention the grounds. Like, we have so much to talk about, and I'm just excited that over the next 12 months, you and I will be able to share the stories of our residents here at Living Out. I'll be able to share my experiences, what I'm seeing, and we'll be able to share this with the world. And the goal is, I want to help this get sold out. I want this to have a full occupancy, because at that point, community will really thrive.
That's correct.
And not only that, but Loren, I think you have visions for doing other developments beyond this one. Is that correct?
Sure. I would love to have this done in major cities with major gay communities, or established gay communities, because there's this need everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere in this country. And this could work in San Diego, this could work in Dallas, this could work in Fort Lauderdale, in Boston, New York, any number of places. I think one of the challenges that I'm glad you're doing this series, frankly, because it will help if people listen in other parts.
Sure.
They will imagine what their life could be elsewhere. Because one of the things for our community is we've never had this option.
That's true.
We've either had the option of going to live with a bunch of friends, or going into a mainstream community, or staying in our home and being isolated.
Yeah.
This is really one of the first opportunities for people to be able to envision living a great life as they get older.
Loren Ostrow from Living Out. I'm Brad Fuhr, and you'll hear more from us in the coming weeks and months here at Living Out Palm Springs.
Book a tour today to see your next home at livingout.com. The home you have always wanted in the community every LGBTQ plus person deserves. livingout.com.
Hey, it's John Taylor. Thanks for watching our video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our KGAY channel so you won't miss anything going on in the neighborhood. And you can always listen live to KGAYPalmSprings.com.